How's it? This is Isaac Fox, just your friendly neighborhood multi-dimensional being showing up authentic, raw, messy, and beautiful. This will find the people that it's supposed to find. Love you. How's it? Isaac Fox, just your friendly neighborhood multi-dimensional being. We're here. We're live. What's up? Let's get into it. I'm gonna move some stuff around here, notify my people while you stare up my nose. This is the fun part. All right. Like I say, feel free to fast forward. Hey, so, I don't know if you know this or not, but truth is not subjective. Opinions are subjective. What is true will always be true. What does that mean? What is true and will always be true. Opinions are subjective. Truth is not subjective. Leah, what is going on with you? This is a fun one today. Amen. Right on. Yes. This just came to me today. I wanted to talk about this today. Truth is not subjective. Opinions are subjective. Like, what does that really mean? What is true is always true and will always be true. So there's a frequency of truth, and then there's our perception of that. So, I kind of say your truth, my truth, the truth. Like, what is it really? Like, who are we really? Like, see, this is the thing. So I have many students, I have many clients, many friends, many people I talk to. And I've been doing this for 16 years now, sharing information. And as you go through this, you kind of have experiences where you start to realize, we all go through this, especially like when you go into personal development. That's the fun part, right? Oh, hey, check this out. Hello. Kind of cool. So, yeah, that's my new friend. I don't know. I'm kind of connecting a little more with the Aina. Just a side note, funny story, and then I'll get into a little more what I was talking about. I this is happening, so I'll talk about it. So I have some kitties around here. I live kind of in the middle of the jungle, right? I'm behind a golf course, but it's the middle of the jungle. I don't know, fucking Hawaii. They put golf courses in the strangest places, and sometimes there'll be a golf course where you wouldn't even think there would be a golf course, which technically, no judgment. We are on a fucking island, and there's a shit ton of fucking golf courses. Okay, like, land is a little limited, and yeah, gotta have those golf courses though. So I live in the jungle, really, and there's a lot of wild chickens hanging out, and feral kitties. I don't know if you guys know about that over here, but there's feral kitties in Hawaii. People tend to not take responsibility for their animals, and they don't get them fixed. So I have some kitties that just kind of fell into my lap. They're in my vicinity, and I started taking care of them because that was what I was called to do. And I got some kitties in the back and some kitties in the front. So when I started doing that, I was a little pissed off about that because it wasn't really my, yes, can I help you? It wasn't really my choice to do it. It's a long story, but it showed up as my responsibility. So I started doing it. And as I started doing that, when I tend to get kind of upset about things or feel like pissed off because I'm doing something I don't want to do, I tend to get curious and ask how this is for me. And, as I really ground in, as I've really been connecting more with myself, connecting more with the Aina, the land, I realized that was part of connecting in with the Aina as being a caretaker. So what's in front of you, you take care of. Like it's your kuliyama, it's your responsibility. And so when I surrendered into the experience of that and, you know, found my way of doing it, because I have to feed all the kitties in the most efficient, best way possible, right? Things started showing up like that, like chickens that just kind of... that like literally like walked right up next to me one day. It's a wild chicken. He just walks right up next to me and he starts following me around. It kind of freaked me out. I thought he was going to peck me, you know, because they can get a little peckish. And no, he's my buddy now. He lets me pet him. This happened a couple days ago. So the energy shifts, the energy changes, things move. A couple of the wild kitties are letting me pet them. So that's what's happening. Crazy chicken. Oh, Michelle Poplar's there. One more chicken shot. Crazy chicken. Okay, enough of the fucking chicken already. You know, back to what I was talking about, which was you start working with enough people, you start, you know, personal development. That's where I left off. So that's kind of fun when you get into the personal development realm, right? Personal growth, which is just the beginning. It's just to be, if you guys are into personal development, this is not a knock on personal development. It is definitely, there's some great stuff there. It's just there's certain aspects that we got to move beyond. I've seen people in the same personal development circles for 30 years and they keep repeating the same shit. But they got some lingo down, they got some cool stuff to say, but it's a mental game and we are here to break out of the mental aspect. We got to go quantum, right? Body, feelings, thoughts, align those, enter in third dimensional experience, boop, go beyond, high sense perception, soul-led life, new paradigm type shit. So when you're in the personal development world, you're really excited. You're learning all these new things. Everything's different, and you start sharing all these things with people. And people, a lot of times, people don't want to hear that shit. And it's cute because we're so excited when we're sharing it, right? You all know somebody. If not, you've been that person too. And they want you to understand this so bad. And when I would talk to people, they're not listening. They don't understand it, and I'd get angry and pissed off. And you know, that carries on over 16 years of me doing this and learning new things and spiritual things and different aspects. And then I realized, like, oh shit, like, depending on that person's perception, like what they've experienced in life, because experience is actually the true knowing. Everything else is just really information, right? So depending on what they've experienced, they have a different perception, which means they could be living in a completely different reality than me. And if you go kind of quantum and you want to go quantum physics and kind of expand out of this basic, dense, third dimensional aspect, it's so boring just being in this little container. Like, I loved going beyond and bringing the higher information back down, divinity and form. You have infinite timelines, infinite past selves, infinite future selves, and even Earth has infinite realities. Or so they say. I don't know. I get curious about that stuff. Who really fucking knows until you start experiencing it? Which I have started experiencing different timelines. That's fun. Maybe that's another live. But the thing is, here's how you guys can understand more of what I'm saying. So, you ever been talking to somebody and you've been telling them, oh, hey, thank you, Romero, appreciate you. I'm here every Tuesday. Feel free to show up anytime you want. And if you miss it, the replays are always available, I think for 30 days now. Or so says Facebook. I used to leave them up forever, but whatever. Different timeline, different reality. So I can prove this. Here, check this out. So if you ever been talking to somebody, and let's just say it's some sort of world event, or something to you in the world that you know, that is extremely obvious to you, like so obvious. and you're talking to somebody and they can't understand they're not getting it, right? I'm talking like you're getting to a point to where you're looking at them like they're stupid. Like, are you fucking stupid? Or are you fucking with me right now? Because this is so obvious, you have to know this thing. They're not fucking with you. And they're not stupid. They literally live in their reality. What you're telling them does not exist. They cannot see it in their reality. So that is where I say, you know, your truth, my truth, the truth, right? Truth is not subjective. Opinions are subjective. What is true will always be true. So we got to be real careful when we're speaking something that we think is truth. Is it like, is this my opinion of the truth? Is this my version of something that's true? Because if I identify with it and there's any distorted aspects of it, unconscious pieces of myself that I've separated that aren't aligned, and I'm speaking from those pieces, it's going to make it a little less true. And that's not a problem. The way I look at things is I don't really believe anything 100%. Even things like, this is kind of cool. I don't know if you guys have ever heard a spiritual teacher. I joke when I say that because nobody can teach you shit. Experience is your teacher. I can't teach you anything. Like, you must experience it. I can guide you. Spiritual guide. I don't know. Not really up for the whole label thing. They're fun. A lot of people have. Candace has a really fun one. That's why I just say I'm your friendly neighborhood multidimensional being. Like, let's just get over it and get curious about shit and change our realities and create new beautiful things. So, I digress. Oh God, I really digress. I did that thing. I did that ADHD thing. Too many holograms. Where was I funneling all of that information? It'll come back to me. I do this in my classes, and it comes back pretty quick. What was I just talking about? Somebody give me a comment. Michelle? Michelle keeps me on track. She remembers what I was talking about. I had a whole flow going. Well, anyways, let me just pick up, because there's plenty to talk about anyway, so. So anyways, truth. Different realities. Oh shit, check this out. Sorry, squirrel. You got see the golfers? I told you I lived on a golf course. Let's see them all walking in the rain. Under the tree there. They're serious out here, man. They don't care. Like, it rains here all the time, and off and on, and they'll just keep playing golf. So, anyways, yes. So as I'm, going through life, and I'm realizing, like, as I speak. Oh, true. So 99% true. Like, I've never heard any spiritual teacher say this. That I don't, like myself, even things that I'm telling you, I don't necessarily believe it 100%. Why? Well, if you believe something 100%, that means that that's the way it is, and that's the only way it can be. So you limit information. There might be something else about that thing that may be more true, and I may receive a piece of information and understand the same thing at a higher frequency. Like, as you go up in frequency, it might be true down here, but if you go up in frequency, it's like, oh, that now is less true, and now the way I see it here is more true. It's so fascinating. You guys kind of feeling me on that one? So what I say is, like, as I speak these things, let's say I believe them 99%. I could even believe them 99.9%, but I leave a little space to be curious about, so I can receive my soul's information. Because that's really the true intelligence, right? Like, the intellect is great. I love my intellect. It likes to solve problems and, create, like, fix things and whatever it likes to do down here, navigate this third dimensional reality. I need the personality structure, or else the third dimensional reality wouldn't exist. Like, it's a fun little tool, right? I just realized it doesn't run the show. It's not as smart as I thought it was. Like, the true intelligence is what forms the intellect. So I let the soul connect to the physical mind, divine mind, physical mind, and take guidance that way. If you guys want to know how to do that, I have a simple thing I call the practice. I go over that and all kinds of things, and I make sure that all of my students in the Ascension class have that down before they graduate that class. And it is literally life-changing. By the way, everybody that's ever practiced it will testimony to that. It's no joke. And I experience it and I practice it every day. And that's why I call it a practice, because I keep mastering it, keep having more higher levels of awareness of it, right? So, if what I'm saying can be true, but there may be a more true version of it, like, what is really true, right? So, like, how do you navigate that? It's challenging to navigate it only with your intellect, because the intellect is very third dimensional. It is third dimensional. It's the mental plane. It's 3D, right? We are 3D beings. Like, we get to exist in the polarized light, dark neutrality, the trinity of the third dimension, right? We get to exist here and appear as separate, but truly, like, we're multi-dimensional beings, right? So as I fully embody a human being and being of earth and being here and accepting my form and the limitations it holds, I'm actually expanding to the higher dimensions as I fully stay here, and the information comes through, right? Pretty cool. So this is not what we think it is. And when we attempt to see everything with the mental plane, it's really easy to get lied to. It's really simple to believe something is true that's actually not true. We get pulled, it's subjective, right? Like, object is like, here's my vape, this is the object, and I'm witnessing the object, right? Yeah, subject, I forget how they explain it, so I'll have to paraphrase. The subject is like, you are literally identified, like, I am this vape. I'm not even looking at it, right? Like, this is my vape, and that means that this is me, which is ridiculous, but that's how we look at thoughts. Here's my thought, that's me, I've identified with this now, as opposed to, oh, the thought's an object I'm observing, right? That'll start expanding you outside the mental plane. So we want to be curious about what's there and be curious about what's more true, and realize that, you know, we may be speaking on something in a way, and there's plenty, if you just look at the world right now, there's plenty of people that have, like, their truths, and good for God for them. Like, they have had experiences in life that I have not had. So I'm not going to argue with them, because I'll sound like a fucking idiot, because they've had experiences that I haven't experienced. So how am I going to argue about that? They live in a different reality than I live in. How am I going to argue that reality? They've had a different reality, different experiences. Now, we may share some, and I may offer my perception from my reality in what I'm feeling is more true. And they may take it or they may not. Like, that's the thing. I just offer opportunity and then I leave it. It has none of my business whether they take it or not. I'm not going to argue with someone to see it the way I want them to see it. It's a waste of time. That's what I was talking about in the beginning. Like, I just realized it doesn't matter. And it's very egoic. Like, I don't know what their soul journey is. Like, I offer them something. If they take it, God for them. That's where their soul's like, thank you. I needed that piece of information. You showed up right at the right time. Or maybe I piss them off and they got what they needed, and they got whatever they needed from that aspect of it. I don't know, right? I know here myself, this is what I'm talking about, alignment and knowing outside of the mind, like feeling. Like I know when my divine mind and physical mind are connecting, and I know where I'm operating from, and I know when I'm operating from light and authenticity. Okay, and somebody may have a poor idea of what I'm saying, but not poor. I guess it's a fair word. They may not prefer what I'm saying, or one of their ideas might. Oh, hey. I actually got to take this call. That's a good time to stop. Love you guys. Bye. If you like this dope ass shit that I'm laying down, like, subscribe, and share. New Paradigm Healing, baby. Love ya.